The Silverhand feast was warm, loud, and merciless. I sat there like a ghost, while the man I loved smiled at another woman. He was my stepbrother, my alpha, my ruin.
Stella, you've barely touched your meal.
I'm fine, Mom, just not very hungry. Chloe smiled like a Luna. My instincts saw a snake. We shared no blood, but stepsister was still a chain heavy enough to crush a life. Richard would never allow scandal to touch the family or the pack. I just need a minute.
You sure this is necessary, Chloe? The Blackwood border is unstable. It's too dangerous for you to come.
Don't be silly, Zeke. Aluna must stand by her alpha. Meeting their beta alone on neutral ground, it could prevent a war. It's a sign of trust. My wolf was always quiet. Tonight, every instinct in me screamed.
Let me send a patrol with you. At least a few betas.
No, that would show weakness. Trust me, my love. The mate bond tells me this is right. The words hit like a blade. The sacred bond I would never have with him. Midnight, at the abandoned mill on Shadow Creek. Wait for my signal. If all goes well, our alliance will be secured by morning. Alliance? No. Every part of me knew this was betrayal. Something is going to happen to Ezekiel tonight, and I'm the only one who knows. The quiet stepsister stepped into the shadows. Nothing after this would stay the same. Where are you going? No, this isn't a chase. It's a hunt. She didn't move like a Luna trying to keep peace. She moved like someone arriving exactly when she meant to be.
Chloe? It's a shame, Silverherm. The pretty Luna offered you up on a silver platter, said you'd be distracted. Where is she? Gone. Her part is done. Ours is just beginning.
I had never felt power like that in my life. I wasn't the quiet Omega anymore. I was Silver Lightning.
Stella?
He knew me. Even like this, he knew me.
Stella, what was that? The bond. It's you? It was always you?
Mate. Mine. Impossible. He was my fated man I had loved for years, and the one man I could never have. My wolf wanted me to comfort him. My mind remembered the way we recoiled.
Stella, you're all right?
I'm fine. You're the one who almost got yourself killed. One touch, and the world narrowed to him again. Pure rightness, pure danger.
We can't.
Sanity came back like ice water.
What happened last night? The bond. It was a mistake. A product of adrenaline, trauma, these things can be distorted in life or death situations.
My transformation was a mistake? Saving your life was a mistake?
Father can never know. The plaque can never know. We'll say it was a Blackwood ambush. We'll say you found a latent strength to protect your alpha, but the bond stays between us. Stella. Thank you for saving my life.
Of course. That's what family does, right? The pack called it a celebration. To me, it was a room full of people pretending nothing was rotten underneath. Chloe came back with a perfect story, and the pack swallowed every lie. I saw only the woman who tried to have him killed.
Ezekiel, Stella, a dance for the family to show our strength, our bond unbroken.
A family dance. A public lie. Wrapped around a secret bond that was bleeding us both dry.
Stella.
The second he touched me, the ache vanished. In its place came heat so fierce it felt like being claimed by fire. For 1 second, I forgot every rule that stood between us.
Stella, that was beautiful. Might I have the next dance?
I'd love to.
Thank you, Stella. It's a pleasure to see a smile on your face.
Thank you, Marcus. And for the dance, for not seeing me as just a stepsister.
That would be impossible. You're radiant since your awakening. The Sunstone archives are extensive. We have records of rare bloodlines. I could look into it for you.
I'd like that. I was thinking about what happened at the mill. There are details that don't add up. About Chloe?
Stella. Ezekiel, we were just getting some air. I need to speak with my sister. Alone. It's a family matter. Of course. Stella, we'll talk later. What do you think you're doing?
I was having a conversation. Is that forbidden now?
With him? Do you have any idea what an alliance with Sunstone entails? What messages you're sending?
What message am I sending, Ezekiel? That I'm allowed to speak to people? That I'm not your property? You don't get to push me away, call this bond a mistake, and then act like a jealous alpha when another man looks at me.
This has nothing to do with jealousy. This is about pack politics, about your safety.
Just like Chloe was about safety, your fated mate, I was the one who saw through her. I was the one who knew it was a trap.
That was different.
Or was it just easier to believe the pretty lie than face the ugly truth?
And what truth is that, Stella? What identity are you claiming to have the right to question your alpha? What is it? Because the only one you have here is sister.
You're right. You're absolutely right. Forgive me, Alpha. It won't happen again.
Stella. By the moon, Stella. I did this. I'm so sorry.
Don't touch me!
You're sick. This separation sickness, it's because of me, because of the bond.
I know what it is, but your pity isn't a cure. Your guilt-redded touch only makes it worse.
Then what do you want from me? What can I possibly do? You know the situation. You know what's at stake.
But you're a coward, Ezekiel. You'd rather let us both waste away than face the truth. I'm leaving.
Leaving? Where? You can't...
I can, and I will. I'm going to find Anya beyond the northern ridge. They say she understands rare bloodlines, ancient bonds. I need a stancy of sea pearlers. I need to learn to control this curse. Before it kills me, if I stayed, I would die inches. If I left, at least the pain would mean something.
Stella, please, don't go. We'll figure something out. I'll keep my distance, but stay where I can protect you.
Your protection is what's suffocating me. I saved you. I don't need your protection. I need to breathe, and I can't breathe here. I'll be gone by morning. Tell Mother and Richard I've gone to seek training. It's the truth.
Stella. Be safe.
The bond's pain must be endured before it can be mastered. You cannot build a dam during a flood.
The valley holds the bond, and the bond holds the pain.
It is the blood of the silver moon, a lineage thought lost. Your wolf is not an omega, child. She is a queen, dormant, waiting for the catalyst to awaken.
A queen who is tied to a man who rejects her?
The bond does not care for titles. Your task is to become strong enough to bear it, to choose from power, not pain.
Not break it. That became the shape of my new life.
They said pain was the teacher, that to master the light, I must first become one with the agony. So I trained, until the pain was not an enemy, but a key. And the silver light finally answered my will. Weeks passed. I learned to shift with a thought, to run farther, strike harder, to live with the bond without letting it own me.
Maurice came first as courtesy, then as company, then as a possibility I tried not to.
You look stronger. There's a light in your eyes that wasn't there before.
I feel stronger. Through the bond, I felt Ezekiel in flashes. Frustration, loneliness, and once, sharp enough to make me stop walking, jealousy. He knew Marcus was here. Training was one thing. Facing him in front of the world would be another. I still didn't know if I could survive the reunion. The Alliance gathering was power made visible. Alphas, politics, old rivalries. I wore silver like armor and told myself I was ready.
Stella. Ready to face the wolves?
As ready as I'll ever be. When the world is watching, you don't show the cracks.
Are you all right?
Fine. Just a lot of people.
Stella, you're back.
It wasn't a request. My body answered before my pride could. The second our bodies aligned, the bond changed. Not pain, harmony. Harmony.
like a missing piece snapping into place.
Stay close to me.
I've got your back. We didn't need strategy. The bond fed us each other's movement before thought could catch up. In that moment, stripped down to instinct and survival, nothing between us felt forbidden, only true.
Are you hurt?
I'm fine. We should see to the others. Battle made us honest. The aftermath made us strangers again.
As ieder bruid of is blessed is a Christian table so we took some blame.
My love, you're bleeding. Let me...
That's far enough, Chloe.
He finally looked at her the way I always had. Like a threat.
The attack is over, but the treachery is not. We were betrayed. Not just by rogues, but by one of our own!
The rogues were a distraction. Their goal wasn't to win a battle. It was to cover an assassination. I was done being the quiet witness.
This is Blackwood steel, but it bears a different signet, one known only to a few. The signet of your maternal line, Chloe. The line sworn to the Shadowfang pack.
A coincidence! A plant! She's doing this! The little stepsister, jealous of our bond. She's always wanted you for herself.
There is no bond. Is there, Alpha?
There never was. The bond I felt with you was a lie, a manipulation. Dark magic used to blind me while you conspired with the Shadowfang to weaken my pack and kill me.
He denied her in front of everyone, but the truth between us still stayed buried under that same silence.
You fool! You think I did this alone? They promised me power! They promised me an alpha who wouldn't be shackled by some pathetic, dormant stepsister!
You are banished from this pack and from all allied territories. If you are seen again, you will be executed as the traitor you are.
This isn't over, Ezekiel! You and your precious little queen will burn! They are coming!
The liar was unmasked. The wall between us only got higher.
He's having me watched.
Is he?
It feels patronizing. He had his chance to stand by me. He chose duty and denial.
Or perhaps it is the only way he knows how to say he is sorry without causing you more pain.
These records mention royal lunar bloodlines. If anyone can trace the Silver Moon, it's here.
With Marcus, the future looked simple, respectful, clean. That was its own kind of temptation. This wasn't a patrol. This was listening. He had heard what I needed and found it for me.
Stella, I am glad to see you well. Your growth has been remarkable. Ezekiel has been distracted. His focus has been divided. The pack needs its alpha fully present, especially now. His preoccupation with your well-being must end.
Not love, not devotion, a distraction to be managed. And somehow that hurt more than open rejection. Tell my stepbrother that he has nothing to worry about. My well-being is no longer his concern. He can devote his full attention to his pack. I release him from his preoccupation. He was sorry. I knew that now. But he was still hiding behind duty, behind family, behind other people speaking for him. Sorry was not enough. I was done waiting for a brave man to emerge from behind his title.